The United States government is facing one of the largest workforce shakeups in nearly 80 years, as more than 150,000 federal employees are officially leaving their posts this week. The mass exit comes after months of buyouts and deferred resignation programs designed to shrink the size of the federal workforce. Many of those departing are senior-level experts, including diplomats, scientists, engineers, and policy specialists who have spent decades in service.
Look, I had a very long career, about 32 years. I loved every moment of it. They say, go find something you love to do and you'll never work a day in your life. And that's really the way I felt about the Foreign Service. I took the deferred resignation in May because I think it was apparent to me that the administration wanted to clear out the senior ranks, and I was a senior officer. There were going to be fewer opportunities, and I didn't see a positive trajectory going forward. It was dreadful. I mean, it really felt dreadful when I was trying to wrestle with this decision whether to take the resignation. I had devoted my entire adult life to service. You don't join Foreign Service or public service or the civil service to become wealthy, but the experiences I had were just amazing. I have to say that, quite frankly, at this point, virtually every close colleague and friend I know has left. If they didn't leave now, at the beginning of the second Trump administration, they had left at the end of the first Trump administration. What does it mean to me personally right now? That's got to be one of the toughest questions. 32 years I've defined myself by the Foreign Service. Foreign Service is the kind of career that just consumes you, okay? So that's a really tough thing to wrap my mind around, okay? It was such an honor to have that gold eagle on my business card that opened so many doors. I was kind of like the exchange student at the high school. I could talk to all the cliques and really try to figure out what was going on in country. Finding something that is that big is really hard, I'm looking. It's not an easy market right now to be looking for work. There are an awful lot of people from the national security agencies who are being put out looking for jobs right now, whether it's from the intelligence community or the Department of State, Defense, USAID doesn't exist anymore. So you're competing with an awful lot of people, but what I'm trying to do is look at government relations kind of opportunities, consulting, maybe there's something in finance. But I think in the near term, more likely what I'm going to do is put out my own shingle, offer myself as an advisor for people who are trying to get into places where I have networks of contacts and background knowledge.
They put up agency plans. What's going to continue, what's not going to continue. Many agencies have not done that. Many people found the disrespect and the abuse that they faced under the first Trump administration pretty tough to take. And when given an opportunity to leave, I think that probably was attractive for some of them. Especially if they were being threatened with being fired with no compensation. That's a tough thing to put somebody in that kind of position.
Say no now. Say no now. Say no now.
These are jobs that are hard to fill. So once you push them out of the government, which is what the Trump administration did, it's not easy to get to refill those jobs. And these actions are, in fact, harmful to American citizens. It may not be immediately apparent, but I call them Doge time bombs. Okay, it's like the actions of this government have planted time bombs around the United States government, and something is going to go wrong. And then the president is the one who takes the blame. The federal government has gone through a severe brain drain in two ways. First of all, people who are scientists or engineers or nuclear experts are highly educated and they're highly specialized. And they, to the extent that they have left the government or taken an early retirement, same difference, they're really hard to replace. And the consequences are devastating. If you have cancer or one of your loved ones has cancer and there is no cure yet for it, what you are watching is a government taking scientists who would be either doing the cancer research themselves or sending grants to universities and other places that do the cancer research. And your odds of somebody finding a cure before you die have just gone way down.
Which, to be totally honest with you, it's very hard to differentiate between the effects of the employees being let go or taking the deferment and the Trump administration slowing down legal payments to services. Things like Head Start or food pantries are not receiving the funds that they are supposed to be receiving. So we definitely have seen service disruptions in places like that, but it's hard to know if that's because there aren't enough employees at the federal level or because they're not getting their money or both. So it's possible that they're taking those steps, but we don't know. Yeah, I mean, if you zoom out for a minute and you ask, what is the Trump administration doing to the federal government? They are taking the approach that the government does not provide any useful service to anybody, basically. I mean, with some exceptions, but they seem to think that there's no value to providing health insurance to Americans. There's no value to making sure that low-income children have a good education, making sure that we are the leading country in the world on research and development. These are all things that they have explicitly cut or cut back on, both funding and employees.
There is no effect of firing civil servants on the federal budget. The entire payroll of the federal budget is minuscule compared. You could fire every single person in the federal budget, and guess what? You wouldn't make a dent in the deficit. And the reason you wouldn't is that the federal deficit is not caused by people who are employed by the federal government. It is caused by the big entitlement programs, Social Security and Medicare. So if you want to really cut the deficit, you got to go after grandma and grandpa.